Hello, hello, Liz. I think we are live. No, never quite sure with my internet tonight. It's a little bit grumpy my end, shall we say? But hopefully.
I think everything's been a bit grumpy last week. I don't know. I think it was grumpy week.
yeah. I can't see we've got anybody with us at the moment, but I think we're live.
Well, I'll tell you what. I love those leaves. That display you've got looks fantastic.
It's my favourite time of the year. I think autumn is just wonderful, and I think it's really nice to, bring the colours out and sort of celebrate it all a little bit. So
well, I totally agree with you. Just seeing those colours is just amazing. And when we, of course, with what happens at the weekend, and it was just, I just feel that we go into this time of the year and it's just heaps of fun. And what's the best bit of this time of the year? The Halloween oracle cards.
Get your witchy hat out.
I will bring the spellcaster out as well. And when we get, I'll do a few cards tonight if people want, but also Friday. I think that's going to be wonderful, doing the two different types of oracle cards together. Yeah, just wonderful. And then we're going to be doing lots of different things in October, aren't we? For Samhain and Halloween and everything.
Busy old time coming up, isn't it?
It is, and I can't help it, but I absolutely love this time of the year. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, there's something really special about it, isn't there? So I
know. Well, I think what's nice tonight, that lovely jack-o'-lantern. Look at that protection, and I think that's something that people always forget. A little bit of protection, a little bit of, and when you put the sort of the pumpkins and you just put that abundance that's around, that bolsters how you feel.
Yeah.
No, so what wonderful things you got to say tonight, Rach?
Lots to say. We haven't actually got anybody with us at the moment, Liz. So I could be just talking to you. I don't know.
I don't mind.
maybe slightly later. Everybody's gone to bed early. Maybe, I don't know. So
well, I'm just going to.
I know there were several people that said they wanted to join, so I think we'll give them a couple of minutes just to log in, maybe. But
definitely
see how we go.
I'm just going to shuffle some crystal cards, which will be hopefully going up on Amazon soon, because you've been working very busy setting the Amazon shop up.
So. Yes, Amazon is now live. So
well, I can't help it, but I think what fits tonight is certainly labradorite. Magic and transformation. I welcome transformation in all parts of my life. And we're so often we forget, and that's it in the crystal. You can just see that.
Stunning. The colours are just beautiful.
And I know you've got some beautiful labradorite necklaces. I mean, this is lovely because it's both sides, and it's just that shift that we all go through, and that's what we have to remember this time of the year. It is. I mean, why am I telling a farmer it's harvest home? You just look in your barn, don't you, and just see all of that.
Oh yeah.
It's giving thanks, and the berries that are all out, and it's just that that real sort of fulfillment of achievement, really.
It is, and I think it's also the reassurance that nature knows exactly what she's doing, and things happen at exactly the right time. And I think there's so many lessons we can take from that as well. Sort of preparing to shut down for winter. And now somebody did join us a minute ago, and then they disappeared again. So. Maybe they're not sharing our love of autumn at the moment.
Let's think, this is boring.
It's a sun worshipper that's disappeared.
That's it. And I think because we've just gone through the equinox as well, which was about, again, that abundance. It was about, what fulfillment you want in your life going forward. And like we always say, what you need to get rid of. And I know a lot of people, and I think me personally, and probably you, because I know you had a tough week last week, Rachel, but it was sort of, I did get a bit tearful at times. You just have to have that release. You have to have a way of going, oh, I've got to get it out. And now this week, quite different energy. So,
yeah, definitely. Wow.
And I think it's that looking forward that's so important. And even
absolutely. And I think there is a real sense. I mean, it's, for me, it's thick socks and woolly jumpers and cozy nights in, and it's just sort of battening down the hatches and feeling really homely. I think is a nice thing. So
that's it. Yeah, I like the sort of the mornings where it's blue sky, but you get almost that bit of frost, so you get that crispness as well. That's my favourite. And I seem to think there's a card in here. Not that I'm looking at any excuse to look at these cards, but there's one that just seems to depict it beautifully, which obviously I won't be able to find now.
Of course not.
Here. I mean, I know it says winter, but it's still that, that blue sky, that crisp. But the beauty of this card is, time to, like, you clear away the dead leaves, you move things away, and really have that clear out, which is whether it's emotionally, personally, or whatever you're going to build up to. And whichever way, this year been a tough year in lots of different sort of manners for people, be it money, and I think having that, getting towards the end of the year, that focus. And obviously what we're going to be doing, starting from beginning of October, are 12-month readings for 2024. Seems frightening, 2024. So anybody can book, and we'll do the email readings for them. So we need to sort of post that a little bit. But I think that will be very good. Give people a bit of foresight and vision of the things that will be happening.
Yeah, and also give them a bit of direction on things that they can start manifesting now to prepare them for what's coming. To have that sort of bit of guidance, that bit of foresight, I think is really valuable. So now we have somebody with us again now. So hopefully that means we are live. Otherwise, we're just having a lovely chat here, really, aren't we?
Don't we always?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it is so important to look forward. But what probably didn't mention is that certainly when we've been doing the 12-month readings, we're going to be doing a couple of major arcana cards, which are dedicated to the shadow side. And I know shadow side is something that you do quite a lot of work with as well. So just to see, and everybody goes, oh, it's the dark side. No, it's not at all. It's just those aspects that maybe we need to revisit, we need to look at, we need to understand that a little bit more about ourselves, and what those cards bring out.
Shadow side, like you say, people are almost fearful of the shadow side, but it is a part of what makes us, and it's a part of what influences some of the decisions we do or don't make. So by recognizing what that is, you can actually sort of stabilize yourself to make better decisions moving forward. So it's not something to be scared of, it's just something you need to be aware of and work with, really. So okay, well, I'm wondering, we have got somebody with us, and obviously this is being recorded so people can watch on catch up. And I realise we're a bit later starting tonight, so I'm wondering whether I should get started with this, because we've got quite a lot of content to get through. Would you agree that?
Yeah, let's get started. Then people can watch it later.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, fine. So, as everybody should well be aware, our topic for tonight is all about mystical and magical. And really what we're doing is looking to see if magic has a part to play when we are manifesting. And my answer to that, and I'm sure yours too would be, Liz, is a great big resounding absolutely, hell yes. So we are going to really sort of get under the bonnet of this tonight and start to really understand how we can harness the power of magic to really sort of, if you like, put the accelerator pedal down on our manifesting. Now, before I sort of dive headfirst into all the captivating information on the world of magic and manifesting, I thought the first thing would be useful is, and I know you obviously are aware of this, Liz, but is to give a little bit, a very, very short background to myself, because we have got lots of new people joining the group. So I am Rachel, as you can see from the screen, and I have my lovely colleague Liz with me. Now, for the more shrewd of you looking, I'm probably not your typical sorceress. I'm not necessarily what you might associate with when it comes to talking about magic. And I think, in fact, the reality for me is that I stumbled quite inelegantly into the realm of spirituality very much by accident, or at least I thought at the time it was by accident. But, hindsight is that incredible thing. And little did I realize at the time that actually it was divine timing that was orchestrating my journey and giving me a none too gentle shove onto the path that I needed to follow to escape the chaos that was going on in my life. And we can laugh about this now, Liz, but at the time it was pretty horrific. It was not pretty, was it? So, for those of you who thankfully didn't know me at that time, if you can sort of picture a wide-eyed young Rachel with a beginner's spell book and an unwavering belief in the power of magic, because I was determined that I was going to sort all my rubbish out and just get on with, bringing about the life that I wanted. Yes, we're laughing about this now, aren't we? But my first foray into spellcasting wasn't quite the spectacle that I had expected. And if I'm honest, I was utterly terrified at the time. But, I perhaps naively expected that, cartoon-like occurrences would unfold before my eyes. And I thought, swirling stars and broomsticks levitating around the room. I was expecting all of these things to just sort of, I thought the whole shebang was coming my way. But my friends, what followed was a lesson in patience. Because it really didn't work the way I thought. So I stood there, fresh from my incarnation into spellcasting, eagerly anticipating an immediate improvement in my life. And I think I probably even set the timer for 5 minutes, convinced that my spell was going to give me this transformation right before my eyes. But as you can probably guess, what happened was absolutely nothing. It was a resounding But what it did was we're laughing, but it taught me such a valuable lesson that I had so much to learn about the subtleties and the mysteries of the mystical arts, of spellcasting, and all the incredible things that can be achieved. So today, now have laughed at me, but as we go embark on this journey together, exploring the connection between magic and manifestation, I want to really try and debunk some of the myths, unveil some secrets, and as we've started already, perhaps share some good laughs along the way. So, I'm going to say to you, fasten your seatbelts, because this promises to be a magical ride that you're not going to forget in a hurry, I suspect. Now, I've sat around about 60 minutes for our journey tonight, but, I have a penchant for a good old conversation, especially when I'm with Liz. So I've got some notes that I'm going to try and follow so that I don't go off on a tangent. And if we've got anybody with us at the end, we are going to do a Q&A session. For those that are going to watch on replay or catch up later on, if you've got questions, just post them or, send us a message and we will get back to you, because we know an awful lot of people catch up with our content later on at different times to us. So I'm going to start off by just giving you a quick sneak peek at the roadmap for our evening together. And that's going to be a bit of a theme. So you'll hear we really are going to go on a journey, and that's how I've kind of put this content together. So we're going to embark on our quest to define the elusive concept of manifestation. Then we're going to look into pivotal roles of belief and intent in our mystical journey, prepare to unlock secrets behind the potency of rituals and symbols. We're going to harness the power of energy and visualization and set our sights on the horizons. And then we're going to ground ourselves in the real world with some tangible examples of manifestations. We're going to navigate the intriguing clash between skepticism and open-mindedness. And finally, we're going to wrap up our adventure of thought-provoking conclusions, followed by the eagerly anticipated Q&A, which I'm sure we are hugely excited about. So I think now is the time to really delve into the realms of manifestation and really start by exploring its definition. Because, you know, I mean, I sort of sit here, and Liz, you know, I mean, you too, I'm sure, but, you know, I've got diplomas in the law of attraction and I've been successful in manifesting all sorts of things, good and bad, but perhaps we'll save that for another time. And so, you know, the reality is I can talk about manifesting and the law of attraction for days, but I'm hoping to keep it simple and not overwhelm you. So my most simple explanation that I can offer is that the manifestation at its core is a process that allows us to transform our thoughts and desires into some kind of tangible reality. So it's the art of bringing into existence that which we envision, dream, or desire to have in our lives. And in essence, it's the bridge between our inner world of thoughts and the external world of our experiences. And I think that's probably the most simplistic way that I can think of to explain it. So if you imagine, we've been talking about the harvest moon coming up, so we're going to get a bit of farming girl talk here. But if you imagine your thoughts and desires as seeds that you're planting in fertile soil of your consciousness, these seeds represent your hopes, your goals, your aspirations, and things that you want to achieve. And manifesting is basically the nurturing process that allows the seeds to sprout, grow, and ultimately bear the fruit of whatever it is that you're looking to bring into your reality. Because at its heart, manifestation involves a fusion of intention, belief, and action. And so what I wanted to do is give a little bit of a breakdown in terms of how I like to explain how the process works. So we're going to start off. The first step in a manifesting journey is to gain clarity on what it is that you want. And this has bitten me on the bum a few times, because I kind of think, you know, this would be really nice. I like this. But I don't, you know, so many of us, we don't read the small print, do we? And I haven't put the finer details in terms of what it is that I want. So on the surface, you know, more often than not, I've manifested things, but I haven't actually given me the satisfaction that I was looking for. And that's because I wasn't necessarily clear on what I wanted. So you need to identify your goals and desires, but with absolute precision, much like setting the coordinates on your map when you get into the car and you're going to go on your road trip to wherever it is that you want to go. The next step is all about setting intentions. And again, we're working on the idea that we're going on a journey. So for me, the intentions are the compass that guides you on your journey. And by consciously and intentionally focusing your thoughts and energy on your desires, you are setting the course for the manifestations to take root and to begin. Now, the next stage is all about belief, and this really is the secret source of manifestation, because you've got to absolutely believe that your desires can and will become a reality. Doubt and skepticism are barriers, and while unwavering belief is a fuel that propels you forwards, we're going to look at some reasons later on tonight why that can sometimes be a bit of a sticky area for people, and we're going to give you tips on how to deal with that. We move on. The fourth step in the process is all about taking inspired action, because manifestation isn't just about thinking, I want that to happen. it requires active participation, and taking inspired action aligns your physical efforts with your mental and emotional desires. So you're basically creating a synergy that's propelling you towards the goals. Now, the next stage is the one that I struggled with massively, and I'm sure I gave Liz the most horrific frustration time, but it was all about patience and trust. And I really struggle. I'm not patient. I'm getting better, but I'm not the finished article. But, you know, the reality is, like tending your garden, manifestation takes time. And it's crucial to remain patient and trust the process, even when the results aren't immediately visible, because the universe has its own sense of timing. And this, you know, I still struggle with this at times. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I've got it all perfect. That for me is a frustration. But the reality is that if you think about it, it could be really dangerous if we manifested everything we wanted in a heartbeat, because, you know, you might walk past a really, really dishy looking man on the street and think, oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of that. But actually, he's not a very nice person. And so, you know, if you manifest everything you wanted the instant you wanted it, well, first and foremost, life would be very interesting because you'd never have things to anticipate and look forward to. But on the other hand, you know, that expression, be careful what you wish for, has got some real merit to it, because there are times when I think, whoo, dodged a bullet there. So I think divine timing is actually teaching us more than a bit of patience. It's giving us time to reassess if what we think we want really is what is right for us. So once we've got over the frustration of waiting, then I think it's really important to say, and I talk about this a lot, manifestation is a two-way street. It's a you step, I step with us and the universe. So as your desires begin to materialize, even if it's baby steps, it is so important to show gratitude. You know, it's essential to be open to receiving opportunities and resources that are coming your way. And gratitude really is the key to keeping the flow of abundance alive. You know, we all have had situations where we've done something for somebody and they haven't said thank you, or they haven't been particularly grateful, and you're like, oh, it doesn't make me feel great. And in respect, you know, the universe is just the same. If the universe gives us something and we don't show gratitude for it, then that flow of abundance is going to dry up pretty quickly. So it really is in your best interest to practice gratitude. So in essence, manifestation is about harnessing the power of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions to bring about the realities that you desire. And it really is like a beautiful dance between
I think Rachel will catch up with us in a minute. Hello, Facebook user. If you could pop your name when it says Facebook user, then we can say hello properly.
Oh, hello, yes, hello. I don't know if I disappeared there for a minute or not. Hello, Facebook user.
I said hello.
Now, to move on. There you go, I disappeared for a minute there. Now, belief and intent are a bit like me and Liz. They're an absolute dynamic duo of manifesting. Are you belief or are you intent? I think that's us, isn't it? But really, both of these things play a pivotal role in shaping the outcome of our desires. So if we sort of delve into the importance of why I'm saying these are so, vital, and how an unshakable belief can significantly enhance the likelihood of your manifestations actually coming into reality. Now, the first thing we need to do is set the stage. So belief is the foundation upon which your entire process of manifestation rests. So it's like the foundations of your house. It's laying solid groundwork for your dreams to materialize. Because if you're a bit flaky about what you're wanting, then, you've not got particularly strong basis to work from. But when you have a firm belief that what you desire is not only possible, but actually inevitable, you're essentially priming your subconscious mind to work in the background to make these things actually become a reality for you. Now, belief and intent align your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with your desires. So they're creating a harmonious renaissance between your inner world and the external universe. And this alignment sends a message, a really powerful message to the universe about what it is that you want, making it more likely that the universe is going to respond in a positive way for you. Now, we talked earlier about doubt, and doubt and skepticism can absolutely act as a roadblock on your journey because they send mixed signals to the universe, causing confusion and often delaying or even stopping your manifestation process. But on the other hand, an unshakable belief almost acts as a shield against doubt and reinforces your commitments and your desires. So that's why it's so important to be absolutely steadfast on what it is that you want and where you're going on this journey. Now, on top of that, strong belief instills a really deep sense of confidence in your abilities to manifest, because it's like having unwavering faith in your own power to shape your reality. And the confidence not only propels you to take inspired action, but it also attracts opportunities and resources that are in alignment with your beliefs and again, pushes you in the right direction towards achieving that you're looking for. Now, we've laughed at me several times tonight, but it's true to say that manifestation isn't smooth, or rarely. In my experience, there's bumps in the road, and challenges and setbacks are part of the journey. However, when you've got that really unwavering belief, you're more likely to persevere through adversity because your belief acts as a source of motivation and resilience, and it helps you stay the course even when the going gets tough. And you know, sometimes we're fielding obstacles and what feels like objections, and it's just like, seriously, am I not supposed to be manifesting this? But it's about, I think, testing how much you really want that thing to come into your resistance. If we think of belief and intent as the accelerator pedal in your manifestation vehicle, when you firmly believe in the inevitability of your desires and intent for them to manifest, then you're essentially speeding up the process because your belief sends such powerful signals to the universe, and that it's sort of expediting the alignment of circumstances in your favor so that things are sort of falling into place for you over a period of time. So I guess in summary, you know, belief and intent are not just abstract concepts in the world of manifestation. They really are the driving force that's going to shape your reality. And when you have that really unshakable belief in what it is that you want to manifest, you start to create that absolutely magnetic pull that draws your desires towards you. It's almost like sending an order to the universe, and you know, in turn, the universe conspires to fulfill your requirements and send it back. So as we explore the depths of manifestation tonight, remember that your unwavering belief in is your most potent magic wand, and it's really capable of turning your dreams into reality. And that is one of the strongest forms of magic that you can ever really sort of perform on yourself. But when we're talking about magic, I think now is a really good time to look at the concept of how rituals and symbols can really enhance the process of manifestation, because in my opinion, they add a layer of depth and real meaning to our desires and act as really powerful tools to amplify our intentions for whatever it is that we're trying to materialize. And moreover, these rituals and symbols often transcend cultural boundaries, so they're demonstrating their universal significance and really highlighting our desires for making things a reality. So, rituals and symbols are like the language of our soul. It's a universal code that is speaking to our subconscious mind and the universe at large. And they provide structure, focus, and a deeper connection to our desires. And here's why I believe they are so essential in a manifesting journey. Now, you see where I'm working from, where I do my lives from. I'm starting from creating a sacred space, and this area here is where I work when I want to manifest anything, because rituals often involve setting up a sacred space dedicated to your manifesting efforts. And this space becomes almost like a physical representation of your intent and your commitment. It's a place where you can really channel your energies and focus on what it is that you want. Now, rituals channel your energy into a specific intention. And often when we're conducting rituals, you'll find there's a repetitive nature. So we might say things multiple times in our chants, or we have a certain number of candles, or whatever it may be. And the repetitive nature of ritualistic action helps you to really concentrate your thoughts and emotions, and it's reinforcing your belief in the process of your manifesting. Symbols and rituals really can evoke strong emotions, which again is a fuel behind any manifestation. And they connect you on a deep emotional level with your desires, which makes your intentions even more potent when you are sort of going through the process of a ritual to enhance what you're doing, your work. Symbols and rituals also serve as visual aids for your subconscious mind, because they help you to really visualize your desires, making them more tangible and more real, I suppose, in your mind's eye. So if we have a look at maybe some examples of rituals from various different cultures, I've picked a few that I'm pretty sure everybody will be familiar with. So I've started with Feng Shui. And that, as I'm sure everybody knows, is a practice that uses the arrangement of objects and symbols to harmonize energy flow in a space. Now, if you look at the mirror, for example, it is used to deflect negative energy, but to attract positive vibes into your home or your business, or whatever area that you're wanting to work on. If we think about a Native American culture, then we might think of dream catchers. And these are well-known symbols for filtering out negative dreams and energies while allowing positive ones to pass through. So hanging a dream catcher above your bed is believed to protect your dreams and promote positive manifestations. So these are rituals that, we see and we are very, very familiar with. Another one is mandalas, which are intricate geometric designs used for meditation and manifestation. And they really sort of represent the universe and are believed to help individuals focus their intentions and access higher states of consciousness. Something that I suspect most of us have heard of, and maybe an awful lot of us have tried, is much more modern practice of vision boards. And these are really a contemporary manifestation tool that's involved in creating a visual collage of images and words that represent your goals and your desires. And placing a board where you can see it daily serves as a constant reminder of your intentions. Now, something we've done actually collectively as a group is burning rituals, and it's something that I really enjoy doing. It's a cultural practice which involves the burning of symbolic objects such as incense and herbs or written intentions. And the act of burning is seen as a transformative process, releasing your desires into the universe and sort of sending that message out there about what it is. Now, these examples showcase how rituals and symbols have been utilized across cultures and time periods to amplify the power of manifestation. So by incorporating these desires and the external world, and by bringing your dreams closer to reality. So as we journey deeper into the world of manifestation, remember that magic lies in the details, and rituals and symbols are the intricate threads that weave your dreams into existence. So the magic that we're really talking about is the magic that you do on yourself, on your mindset, on your physical space, to really sort of supercharge the things that you are wanting to manifest into your reality. Now, if we take a look at the connection between energy and visualization, obviously we've just looked at vision boards in the process of manifestation. Well, again, these are two elements that are like a dynamic duo. Again, it's like me and Liz, with the visualization and the energy. I think Liz is definitely the energy at the moment. But these two elements are really designed to propel your desires from the realm of dreams into the reality that you're seeking. Because energy is the currency of the universe, and it really is sort of forever flowing. In the context of manifestation, your thoughts and emotions, your intentions emit vibrations. And these vibrations can really be considered as your order to the universe. So when you focus your energy on a specific desire, you're essentially sending out a request to the cosmos that's saying, this is what I want and I'm serious about it. Now, the law of attraction states that like attracts like, and your energy vibrations attract corresponding energies from the universe. So when you focus your energy on a particular desire, you're in fact aligning yourself with the energetic frequency of that desire, making it more likely to manifest. So what is really fascinating for me is that whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, it's like gravity, it's always working. So if you believe in the law of attraction works for you. If you don't believe in the law of attraction, it won't work for you. So whatever you believe, you're right, because you're going to be experiencing what your mind is telling you is the reality in relation to the law of attraction. Now, visualization is a potent tool for manifestation because it involves creating a mental image, or like a movie, if you like, of your desired outcomes, complete with all of the sensory details. Now, if you think about when I'm sort of talking to you about manifesting and I'm like, where were you? Who were you with? What did you do? How did you celebrate? What did you eat? What did it smell like? What were you wearing? There's a million questions that I sort of state or ask when we're talking about manifesting. And that's because when you vividly imagine your desires as if they're already real, you're programming your subconscious mind to accept them as truth. And the clearer you can get on the detail of that situation, the easier it is to believe that it's already happening for you. You see, the magic of visualization lies in its ability to evoke strong emotions. And when you immerse yourself emotionally in your mental imagery, you're actually amplifying the power of your intentions. Your emotions infuse your desires with energy and intensity, making it even more attractive to the universe. And the universe is going to want to deliver that back to you. Visualization also reinforces your belief in the possibility of your desires. So as you repeatedly visualize your goals, your belief in their attainment grows stronger. And this heightened belief is a crucial catalyst for manifestation of whatever it is you're working on. But visualization not only attracts your desires, but it also aligns your actions with your intentions. So when you can clearly see your desired outcome, you're more likely to take inspired action that moves you in the direction that you need to be taking to move forward. If you imagine your energy as a spotlight and your visualization as the stage upon which your desires play out, when you focus your energy and use that vivid imagination, it's like shining a bright light on the stage and making your desires the center of attention. Now, the universe takes note of this focused energy and responds in kind, conspiring to basically bring your desires into reality. So as we continue on the exploration of manifestation, remember that the power of energy and visualization are two of the strongest forms of magic that you can utilize and that you have at your hands right now. They are tools for sculpting the reality that you desire. And when you direct your energy towards your dreams and paint vibrant colours of your imagination, you're basically creating a masterpiece that the universe just is eager to bring into life. And it's a dance of energy and intention that turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. And that, for me, is all about summing up manifestation to a T. Now, there are, of course, some incredibly well-known success stories of individuals who've harnessed the power of magical practices for manifestation. And these serve as inspiring examples of how focusing on your energy of belief, intent, and rituals can really lead to some of the most incredible outcomes. Now, there were so many I could have picked on tonight, but I've picked just a couple that I think everybody's familiar with. And if we start, of course, with Jim Carrey and his $1 million check. Now, before he became a famous actor and comedian, he was struggling to make ends meet. He wrote himself a check for $10 million, dated it for 5 years in the future, and carried it with him everywhere he went. He used this visualization technique as a constant reminder of his goal, and remarkably, 5 years later, he received a movie role that paid him exactly $10 million, turning his vision into a reality. Now, that's something we could all do. And frankly, could I wait 5 years for 10 million? I think I could. Another one, perhaps the most famous manifestor of all, has to be Oprah. And Oprah talks openly about her vision boards. And one of the most influential media personalities in the world, you know, she openly shared her practice of vision boards. She created a vision board with a picture on the cover of it of a magazine called O, the Oprah magazine. And even before the magazine existed, years later, not only did she launch that magazine, but it also became an immense success. Now, there are so many examples that we can give from Oprah. As I say, she's probably one of the biggest sort of living advocates of manifestation at the moment, and certainly one of the most notorious for talking about her success. There's also something called the gratitude experiment, which many individuals have conducted personal experiments with gratitude as a manifestation tool. Because when you focus on being grateful for what you have, even before receiving your desired outcomes, numerous stories exist of people manifesting unexpected windfalls, career opportunities, improved relationships, or simply shifting their focus to gratitude. It really is a simple thing that can happen to anybody. If we look at ancient Egyptians and their manifesting rituals, you know, the Egyptians were very, very early practitioners in rituals such as meditation and offerings to deities in order to manifest their desires, because they believed that by aligning themselves with the gods and goddesses through these rituals, their intentions would be heard and fulfilled. And these rituals often led to success in endeavours such as trade, agriculture, personal growth. There was a whole sort of catalogue of things that they attributed to the rituals that they conducted. And of course, more recently, the New Thought movement of the late 19th and early 20th century, which included influential figures like Napoleon Hill and Ernest Holmes. And they really emphasised the power of belief, intent, and visualisation. So Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, and Holmes' teaching of the science of the mind have inspired countless individuals to manifest prosperity, success, and personal growth in their lives. And these real-life success stories really illustrate the undeniable power of focusing one's energy on belief, intent, ritual, and visualization. The common thread amongst these individuals is their unwavering belief in the possibility of their desires, their intentional efforts to manifest them, and their use of various tools and rituals like vision boards and gratitude practices to really amplify the intentions that they're trying to bring about. So in conclusion, what I want to tell you is that these stories serve as a testament to the idea that when you align your energy with your beliefs and use the tools of magic practices to enhance your intent and visualization, you can achieve remarkable positive outcomes. Manifestation isn't limited to a select few. It's a universal principle to anyone willing to embrace its power and potential. It's a reminder that the energy you invest in your dreams can lead to the reality beyond your wildest imagination. Now, skepticism versus open-mindedness is a fascinating aspect into the world of magic and manifestation. And it might surprise you that I say actually you need to strike a balance with this. In fact, I think it's essential to strike a balance between critical thinking and open exploration, as both perspectives have their merits. So if we take a look, the role of skepticism, well, it's a healthy, rational approach to any subject, including magic and manifestation. And I'm sitting here tonight telling you that magic absolutely exists in manifesting. But skepticism encourages critical thinking, questioning, and seeking of evidence. Skeptics often ask for proof and demand logical explanation. And this approach has its roots in scientific methods, which has advanced human understanding in countless ways. Whereas open-mindedness, on the other hand, is a gateway to exploration and discovery. It involves a willingness to entertain ideas and beliefs that may not fit with conventional sort of thought process. Open-minded individuals understand that there's much we don't know about the universe, and they embrace the idea that different belief systems can hold valuable insights. But the key here is to finding a balance between skepticism and open-mindedness. And while skepticism helps us avoid falling for scams or delusions, and excessive skepticism can also hinder our personal growth and limit our understanding of the world's mysteries. So by encouraging open-mindedness, by exploring different belief systems and magical practices, many cultures and traditions have a rich history of magical and manifestation success. And learning about these traditions can expand your perspective and enrich your own practice. Now, I would also encourage you to engage in respectful dialogue with individuals from various beliefs and systems. Share your own experiences and insights, but also be open to learning from others. Recognize that wisdom can be found in unexpected places and almost from relative strangers that become people that we respect or make friends with over a period of time. Experiment with different techniques and practices in a spirit of curiosity. Keep a journal to document your experiences and observations, because this hands-on approach can help you better understand the potential of magic and manifestation. And remember that the world is vast and filled with diverse belief systems, each offering a unique lens through which to view reality. Embrace open-mindedness doesn't mean blindly accepting every belief, but it does mean acknowledging the potential for wisdom and insights in unexpected places. In the world of magic and manifestation, the most exciting discoveries often come when we approach it with blind skepticism and open-minded curiosity. So I'm encouraging you to embark on this journey with open hearts and open minds, ready to explore the fascinating tapestry of beliefs and practices that makes this rich landscape of manifestation. Because in doing so, we may well uncover treasures and knowledge and insights that can enrich our lives in unexpected ways. Now, there is so much more that we could go on and talk about with this. We can look at sort of the role of science and magic and manifestation when we're talking about things like the placebo effect, positive psychology, so many different things. Quantum physics obviously plays a massive role in all of this as well. But I think that hopefully what I've done tonight is given you a little bit of a taster of why I think that magic is so important in the role of manifesting, and not necessarily magic of, a rabbit jumping out of a hat or suddenly, I don't know, changing your entire life in a shake of a wand. It's not that kind of magic we're talking about. But, I think, as I said earlier, somebody once said to me, and this may well have been Liz actually, but the best magic, most effective magic you ever do is the magic you do on yourself. And it's about, preparing your mind and opening yourself up to read these symbols that are around us and using rituals and things to enhance what we're doing, so that the things that we want and the life that we are looking for can much easier become a reality for us, which is ultimately what we are all here and looking for. Now, I think I've waffled for quite a long time, and I'm very impressed you're still awake, Liz, actually, because it is quite. But I think
it's so interesting, and the way that you put it together was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I think, you know, for me, when you're talking about this, there is so much that can be said. And I think if you can relay it, I mean, I talk an awful lot about journeys, and I've done lives on roadmaps through life and things like that, because for me, it is a journey that we go on, and there are different stages. And, you know, by talking about the accelerator pedal and the indicators and the diversions and the bumps in the road, and it becomes something that we all know and we all experience. And I think that when you're talking about something that you can't see, feel, touch, smell, if you can relate it to something that we all have an understanding of, I think then, for me, it becomes easier to understand and compute. And that's what I try and do when I work with people on this subject, is just to bring it back to something that we can all understand. So that's what I tried to do.
Oh, well, I think you did it incredibly well. And it was interesting as you were going through, because I thought, yeah, do you know what have been some of the blockers? And do you know what I think causes the most problems? If you think back, and it was a very long time for me when I was at school, and you were going into an exam, and you'd say to everybody, have you done any revision? Have you done any revision? And everybody went, no, because you were so panicked that if you said, yeah, I've worked solidly for 2 weeks, and then you got, I don't know, 20%, which was my norm for maths.
That wasn't a good one, was it?
Oh, well, I got 20% and I didn't do anything. But, you know, so I think we always came from a negative position, and to shift that mindset forward now. And the other thing I feel about gratitude is sometimes I feel that the universe just gives you a little taster. And if you give that taster away, and when I do, you know, read cards, and I'll say to people, if you had a lovely, big, sumptuous bit of cake that was given to you, and I'm sat opposite and I go, oh, it's a lovely bit of cake, what would you do? And most people, hardly anybody says, you've breed a cow, go get your own. Most people say, oh, I'd give you a piece of it. So if the universe gives to you and then you give it away, you're giving that clear signal of, well, I don't want it, or I don't respect it.
Yeah. And I think, you know, I mean, for me, you know, divine timing is at times the biggest frustration, and it drives me batty. And I think, well, why can't I have it now? Of course I want it. But then actually, when you look back on some of the things that perhaps we thought we wanted, and in hindsight, you think, actually, do you know what? It's a blooming good job I didn't go headlong into that, because this wouldn't have happened, or this wouldn't have happened. And it is all about developing that trust. And I think, you know, when we talk about manifestation, and I say, particularly when people are new to it, and I say, you know, yes, of course, have your big goals, but try and manifest some small things first, because you're building up your confidence and your belief in the process. And the more you start to experience the small things coming, the easier it is to believe in what you're doing. And then the easier the journey becomes with the bigger things that you want to manifest. And you know, you can manifest multiple things at the same time. I think we've all got examples of things that we've done. And, you know, as I said, I've manifested things in my life that I think, didn't think that one through very well. And so actually, I think it's a really good job that things don't come to us just like that. Well, sometimes they do, but very, very rarely do they come that quickly. I mean, one of the things that I was going to do, and I thought, well, I probably won't go on tonight, I'll do it as a separate live, but is some hints and tips on how to deal with, you know, that voice on your shoulder that says, I really want this, but I don't actually think I deserve it. Or, you know, sometimes we think we want something, but we have a block because we're afraid of how our lives are going to change. You know, we might sort of be manifesting a big house and lots of money, but then will we still have the same social circle of friends? Would we still want the same social circle? Would we still fit in? And there's a whole sort of, it's almost like a separate training that we can do on how people can prepare themselves to deal with some of these emotions that may well come along as they're going through a manifesting journey, because you might be doing everything you can to manifest your goals, but while you've got these little niggling doubts in your mind, you're essentially putting blocks in the way, so the universe isn't going to deliver in the way that you want it to, or that you think it to.
I mean, it was beautifully articulate then when you said about social circles. I would never visualize a big house with 7 bathrooms, because in the back of my mind would be all that cleaning. So the real practical side, it's like, oh no. So it would always be stuff that, you know, so if you did have a big house with loads of money, you could afford a cleaner, but that never seems to come into it. You just go, oh no, all that bleach you have to buy. Or it's just the strangest things that sort of slowly creep in, and they just sort of tunnel the way in to produce that level of negativity, I think. But if you think back to however many years ago, I mean, when we started up, and many people don't realize just how many products we have, and then you went, oh, one day we'll have them on Amazon, and you've just about completed our Amazon shop. So it's like a few years at that level of product, but it's all there. You can buy it on Amazon. We'll be doing some lives in the future showing, and you know, we've got some fabulous new things that are going to be coming out this side of Christmas, in fact in the next few weeks, but Rachel will tell you all about that in a week or so's time. But just that tenacity, that we keep growing with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, some of the things, you know, ultimately, if you look at some of the most successful people in the world, if you take Richard Branson, for example, I mean, do you think he doesn't have any goals anymore just because he's got, you know, obscene amounts of money and private islands and houses and people to clean his bathrooms for him? You know, you don't stop manifesting once you achieve whatever goal it is you're working towards. It doesn't mean you're going to stop manifesting when you hit it, because when you get that, you move on to the next thing, and then the next thing, and the next thing. And this is why I talk about it's an ongoing process. You're never going to get to a point where you think, I've achieved absolutely everything and I don't want anything else, because then that's the point you stop living. You know, there's always going to be something to improve on or something to change. And you know, some of your manifesting will take years to come into a reality, but if you stick at it, it will come. But you know, again, when you're going on holiday, you don't sort of get up in the morning and get in the shower, step out of the shower, and you're in the resort. You know, it's the journey, and often the journey is sometimes a bit stressful, and you might lose your luggage, and you know, it gets all a bit intense, but actually that's part of the process. You don't just, you know, get out of bed and you're suddenly sitting in the Caribbean. It doesn't work that way, and that's the same with manifesting. And I think that so many people have almost like an unrealistic expectation of the process and then give up too soon, and often the point you hit the blocks and the challenges and the difficulties is just before what you want is about to manifest. And if you can work through that and push through those barriers, your manifestation is just on the other side of that. And that is where so many people give up. And just if they just push through that little bit more, they would get to what it is that they're looking for. And I think if we can get that message out there and help people with it, that's the most powerful thing we can do.
Yeah. And, you know, I think working with different moon phases, the things that you should do, it also gives you that focal point. So, you know, whether you go outside or whether you, but seeing that moon, having that connection, you know, it's that energetic pull that really helps you through.
Absolutely. There are so many tools around us that can help us. And it's not about going out and buying, you know, the best-selling books or, you know, yes, there's a great amount of information out there, but there's a library outside in you know, in your backyard that's giving you guidance and you know, learn to read the symbols and understand what they mean, because they're the best forms of guidance that you can get. And you know, work with the people that can help you understand these things for sure, but it's all there.
Yeah. I mean, has anybody got any questions, do you think?
Well, we've had a huge audience tonight. It's been quite a nice little chat, really.
I've enjoyed
it.
So is there
Do we
anything?
have a question? No. I'm feeling the pressure now. They're like, oh goodness me, what should I ask?
So what are we going to be doing on Friday then, Rachel?
Well, what are we going to do on Friday? Well, Friday is full moon, so very exciting time anyway, but it's also a harvest moon, and being a farmer's daughter, it's a really special one for me. It's one of my favourites. So what we're going to do, I think, before the full moon is we're going to put together a spell. And we're going to sort of let people know that there's a spell around, and if anybody wants a copy of the spell, they can just drop us a message, or we'll post it all on social media. Yeah. And then we're going to put some kind of ritual together, a different ritual to the one we did last full moon. And we're going to look at really sort of, this whole process is about helping people to manifest what they want, and the phases of the moon really are there to guide us and help us. And I'm sure that we will have some cards to tell us what's coming and what we can be looking forward to. And that's kind of where we are. But it will all be about celebrating the harvest moon. And we'll look at the origins of that as well, because obviously each moon has a different name and a different history around it. And each moon sort of brings about different energies and different things that we should be looking at as well. So it's not just a full moon, it's a harvest full moon. Yeah, we will look at that.
Perfect. Well, it's been great fun being with you. Seeing you do more talking.
I know. Well, it's my bag, isn't it? You know what I'm like when I get talking. But I'm pleased that it came across in a way that was, easier to understand, because it is a minefield. There's so much information about law of attraction, but it's also really easy to just get sucked in and overwhelmed with it. So hopefully we've presented it in a way that makes it more user-friendly, because it really isn't difficult. It's there for anybody. It's not, the law of attraction doesn't exist for the chosen few. It's there for anybody who wants to use it.
That's right.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much for your time. And well, I have to say, if anybody's watching on replay or catch up, because I know a lot of people are, if you do have questions and things that you want to put to us, either post them on the page or send us a message. So, Liz, thank you very much. And I will see you on Friday.
Perfect. Bye, Rachel.
All right. Bye-bye.